Should you watch Arifureta? Commonplace to world Wait, no, don't leave. Okay, hey, listen, hear me out. I know, this show was absolutely rife with hella criticism and some very well justified. The animation looks like absolute garbage a lot of the time, and they got a lot of weird tropes, you know, 100-year-old vampire, lolly thing, yeah, ugh. Also, a boatload of, power fantasy weirdness, male things, ooh, harem, all that. Now, those criticisms are actually all right, like all correct. But this is for sure my guilty pleasure show. Also, I wanted to describe to you guys the phenomenon of why people despise the show so deeply. One of those reasons is because of how good supposedly the manga is. Now, funniest thing actually, I have only watched the anime. Didn't think it was weird to cut out just a huge part of the show, but anywho, I gave it to my brother, who's also into like the whole power fantasy shows. He enjoyed season 1 quite a bit, and then he went through a phase where he was reading a goddamned lot. So I said, hey, people say it's Arifureta is great, the novel, get into it. And I shit you not, my brother, who had watched the show anime, had said the anime is great, fun, power fantasy, weird building, crafting, all that. Hated it after he read the manga. So it seems to just be by proxy of this show. If you read it, the anime is dead to you, which is why I would highly advise you watch the show before you read the show. That way you get 2 impacts of dopamine, okay? And not just the one. It's rough. I can't even believe it happened. It happened 3 times where I've suggested the anime, people have enjoyed the anime because it's just dumb fun, and then they've read the actual manga and they're like, this is horrendous. They cut out such an important part. They do such a better job of expressing the characters' feelings within the show and the actual horror of what they're having to evolve into to become actually sustainable. And yeah. Now, with all that being said, I am filthy heathen that I am. Have not read the manga because I have no time to even watch anime. Arifureta is absolutely an entirely guilty pleasure for me. The animation has gotten slightly better, although it is always kind of jank. Quick pause, I'm getting a little too ahead of myself. What is Arifureta, for those guys who have no idea? Basically, a group of students gets isekai'd, they start training, they go into a labyrinth. The main character is just kind of the generic I do everything class, but therefore I suck at most things, and then proceeds to basically fall down into the dungeon, into its lowest possible levels, and basically becomes Giga Chad over 9000 OP by eating monsters, leveling up, and basically he starts becoming a craftsman, utilizing materials and hard rocks, etc. to make guns, revolvers, and all things from our world. And then he maybe possibly pushes through the labyrinth, and there's various boons. So think of this show as a constant resetting of both, here's a new weapon, here's some new powers, here's a new character, and we're just gonna keep giving this to you, just stimulating that brain, 1 drop at a time of dopamine, 1 upgrade at a time, that kind of thing. So that's the premise. A guy basically transformed into a Giga Edgelord, but kind of awesome. Kind of not so much. We'll get to it. The only reason why I think I love this show so much is scarcity. There's not a lot of shows or even isekais that mess with the crafter or the craftsman build or whatever, the enhancer, the whatever, those kinds of things. We have one of the wizard build, we have one of the warrior build, we have one of damn near everything, except for the craftsman, dwarven smith, or whatever. And the way they do it in the show is actually really, really cool. Now, one of Arifureta's, I think, strong points and negative points is that it does make a really good pace. Almost every episode, there's a new character being introduced with an interesting personality, and also new weapons being held, and new awesome things for the main character to push against. A world with idealism or people who have wishful thinking. Like the hero archetype in the show is brilliant because he is so stupid and derpy and like just completely a problem. Like the hero is in actuality this stupid like justification of honor and like having to do stuff a way that would get more people killed in the long run, as edgy as that may be, to be like, hey, sometimes you gotta kill the person that's not good, the person that is going to continue to do horrible actions if we let them go. Yes, it doesn't mean you need to revel in the torture of a person, but it does mean if a person can continually persist to be a monster, and by letting them go, or they'll just continue to rip up shit, and then you are all that blood's in your hands, boyo. Anyways, point being is that there's not a lot of shows that do what Arifureta does. The main character and the love interest actually develop quite quickly, and also, as weird as it is, the main heroine gets after it. Sometimes you're like, stop. But hell, a little bit different. It stands out. Second thing, the main character is not an entire just little baby, okay? That's the other thing. He is an edgelord. He is super angsty. This is, no one can refute this. This is the bread and butter of the show. But there's not a lot of shows that actually do a person that says, you know what? Nah. Nah, how about no? How about we're doing it this way because your way is gonna take 50 years and will probably fail. My way, I might lose some shit, lose some of my sanity, lose some of my soul, but at least we can get to the place that we need to be. That is somewhat nice, very edgy, 100% very edgy. Damn good show, very much a fun show. If you have read the manga and have fallen in love with the characters and the moments that are in between, then I imagine you're just gonna hate the anime because those moments are kind of completely glossed over for the stimulation of Gen Z attention spanny weirdness, you know? That's my attention span. Everyone has, like, it's just nice to have a good pace. Now, with that being said though, I just finished watching season 2 of Arifureta, and we are getting a confirmed season 3. Could be in 2 years though, unlucky, but it is coming. And I think they're actually gonna complete the anime, which is amazing. You know, if we can take weird derpy animations or 3D models, but actually finish a journey, oh my god, hell yes. Please. I hate the purgatory of, well, look at another season 2, kill me. But no, season 3 is coming. I just finished watching season 2, and one of the only criticisms that I really have for season 2, the animation got better, all of those things. You still get the characters that you fell in love with and are charming and different, and they're all getting slight power-ups, but they do kind of go too quickly. Arifureta seemingly is a show that goes batshit crazy in the sense that now we're in a submarine. Now we're kind of like flying through the air. Now we have a brand new esque weapon that we're not going to describe and explain. I think season 1 did a better job about slowing down and showing the character piece together a new weapon and how fun that was to see what this thing he's crafting every other scene you see him working on, what it is going to yield. That was satisfying, and the fact that they kind of just drop things in your lap like, hey, now they're in a submarine. We just kind of skip past him making that or justifying in any way how he made that. Yeah, it feels a little bit rushed and it feels a little bit too kooky. If it slowed itself down, it showed like each thing going on, you'd be good to go. But like I said, I think the developers of the show really do want to complete Arifureta, and if they didn't do the thing that people criticize it the most for, slicing a chunk out of the very beginning, the quote-unquote boring-esque part, then they may not have ever gotten to the point where people are very interested and stimulated by what's happening because he's surviving, he's the edgy character that we all want to see because he's going against the weird tropey nonsense that exists within isekai things. We may not have ever gotten to a point in which the show had enough momentum to actually finish it or to justify not only a season 2 but a season 3 where the main character just might kill God. Honestly, I feel like I'm losing people with this show. I really like it. It's a goofy, fun show. I will probably read the manga after I finish the anime, or it's light novel. I'll read the light novel after I finish the anime because I hear it just destroys the anime experience, which, hey, if you're already on the other side, I'll be there soon, bud. Actually, no, it's gonna come out in 2 years, the anime. I'm gonna be waiting for a little bit, but I guarantee it's a good time. I like this show a lot. It's gonna be fun if you want to watch something that's just kind of goofy and fun, a little edgy, very cool ideas in it with the whole, like, very reminiscent of Gate, where like you're taking a fantasy world and dropping in like human technology, jeeps, revolvers, rail guns, things like that, and then just devastating the world. Pretty sick and pretty awesome. Also, the harem archetypal show gives you access to a lot of cool and cute character types and things like that, and also his classmates act as like a perfect rebound for how much he has changed, acknowledging and seeing his freakish complete pivot to who he was, which just kind of makes who he is stand out just a little bit longer because there's people who don't know this new him, which is interesting and neat. Just a lot of good ideas overall. The execution, debatable. Love you to bits. Hopefully I can see you again, and goodbye, my friends.